She warned the world, she helped countless families, she lit a fire of justice, and now they've thrown her into darkness. Her name is Zhang Zhan. History has shown us when evil spreads and good people stay silent, disaster follows. In Nazi Germany, most people said nothing, and in the end, everyone paid the price. Pastor Martin Niemöller once confessed, "First they came for the communists and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unionists and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. Today they're persecuting Zhang Zhan and we say nothing, because we're not Zhang Zhan. Tomorrow they'll come for the dissidents and we'll stay silent, because we're not dissidents. The day after that they'll come for the Christians, for you and me, and by then, no one will be left to speak up. If we're too afraid to even hear the voice of justice, then the end of silence is the end of justice. And in a world like that, where power crushes truth and life means nothing, everyone becomes a victim. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous but terror to evildoers." Proverbs 21:15. If we all chose justice, this world could look more like heaven. But if we all stay silent, it will look a lot more like hell. Zhang Zhan is God's witness for justice. Why is she being persecuted? In early 2020, when COVID broke out in China, the government hid the truth. Families were dying in fear. Panic spread faster than the virus. Zhang Zhan, a Christian sister, refused to stay silent. She took an enormous risk, entered Wuhan, and began broadcasting the truth even as the police threatened her at every step. She filmed family members weeping in hospital hallways. She documented people collapsing in the streets. She exposed how the government covered up the outbreak. Her reports woke up the world. Her courage helped countless countries prepare. Her bravery saved lives. She honored God by standing for truth. But the government threw her into prison. What did she endure? May 14th, 2020, arrested by police. December 28th, 2020, sentenced to 4 years in prison for picking quarrels and provoking trouble. In prison, she went on hunger strike. Her weight dropped from 121 lbs to under 90 lbs. They forced tubes down her throat, ripped her mouth open with metal tools, and pumped liquid into her stomach. Her throat bled, her stomach swelled. Her body convulsed in pain, but she never gave up her faith. She survived 4 brutal years. Her body is broken, but her faith is not. Now she's out, and they're after her again. May 13th, 2024, released, barely able to walk. But then she found out that Zhang Pancheng, another Christian, had been jailed for exposing the Xinjiang camps. She stood up again. She traveled to Xi'an, signed legal paperwork to help him. In September 2024, Shanghai police tracked her down and arrested her again, just for trying to help a fellow Christian. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. Proverbs 31:8. Her mother tried to advocate for her. Police threatened her. If you speak again, there will be consequences. Her human rights lawyer was replaced by a state-approved lawyer. One attorney who visited her mother was detained and warned. Officials now want to give Zhang another 4 or 5 years behind bars. She survived death and they still won't let her go. When stability covers up injustice, truth becomes a crime. People are afraid to speak. But God's truth doesn't bow to fear. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness. Isaiah 5:20. The one who does what is right is righteous just as he is righteous. 1 John 3:7. Today in China, underground Christians and human rights lawyers are carrying their crosses. The cost is great, the road is narrow. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. Matthew 16:24. When darkness falls, Zhang Zhan chose to be a light. She didn't stay silent, she knew. The path of justice is the path of the cross, a path that blesses others with God's truth. But now that light is fading. Almost gone, we've benefited from her sacrifice. Will we stay silent? God is calling us to Act 1. Make her name known. Share her story on social media. Follow human rights groups covering her case. Spread her name until the world can't ignore her anymore. 2. Push for global pressure call on the UN, the US government, and the EU to speak up. Contact your elected officials. Urge them to act. Use the Global Magnitsky Act to sanction those who persecute her. 3. Call the global church to prayer. Add Zhang Zhan to your church's prayer list. Ask pastors to pray publicly for her. Organize prayer chains and vigils.